Hello, I'm a customer of Calibrated Power. I purchased a Ezlynk tune package for my 2019 f350 6.7 liter Power Stroke. Um, the truck is an XL Super Duty crew cab. So I purchased the tune package from Thoroughbred Diesel, and had the switch on fly with it. I had my truck running good for probably 3 weeks. Went on vacation, hauled the boat 5 hours away, 5 hours back, a little bit of driving while I was on vacation. And the truck was making good power. Then got back from vacation, back to work, and all of a sudden it felt like the truck was having, like, it wasn't blowing off, like the turbo, the bypass valve, or on other vehicles I've had was a blow off valve. It seemed like it was like just making so much boost. I'm not somebody that really whips on my equipment, so like when it would happen, I would never go to full throttle and take advantage of the endless feeling boost. I would just kind of drive with traffic, roll with it. And then, right after that, I would get on the throttle and have like no boost, no power, just complete inconsistency. Like the truck had a mind of its own. During one of those crazy overboost situations, the truck blew the CAC hose off. It got fixed and noticed right away the truck was driving like terrible. It's hard to not notice that, but put that back together, got the truck back on the road, went through all the different tunes that Calibrated Power sent me. I don't know why they are changing so much, but and taking the old tunes away. Like the first tune worked really good, but it was throwing codes. It was giving me check engine lights. I was constantly telling them, like every third key cycle, I'm getting a check engine light for a fuel temperature sensor, which is what the Calibrated Power switch on fly switch is doing. It's telling the temperature sensor to run at higher and higher temperatures. So it makes sense why the truck is saying, hey, there's something wrong with the temperature sensor, because the shit I installed is manipulating the temperature sensor. So, but if you keep deleting those codes, the vehicle, I'm pretty sure, has a memory, remembers all those codes that you cleared, deleted, because every time the truck goes into that check engine mode, it reduces your power to less than stock. So I did that, played that game for a little while. Then they sent me an update for the software. I did the update, and it was a bad decision. Should have never ever done that. Updated the software. I was still having issues with that. Not only that, now the truck was running terrible all the time, getting check engine lights all the time, clearing the check engine lights. Got told that I should upgrade to 2.1 version, but this was not the original 2.1 version. They had changed it. So they had added into the details of the code that it had the truck had a fuel lift pump. They didn't tell me why they added this. My truck doesn't have a fuel lift pump. It's 100% stock, other than that little piece of tuning kit that I installed. which was supposed to be fun and has really just been a ton of emails and a ton of trying to get to the bottom of what's going on with my truck. So they sent me the tune with the fuel lift pump. Truck ran awful, even more awful. Every time they send me something, the truck runs more awful, and of course it runs awful. Truck doesn't have a fuel lift pump, and it's running a tune that says it does. So I am now, on the phone with them constantly trying to get this ironed out. I just say, I'm cutting my losses. I want my money back. I want my truck back to stock. I want my money back. I need my stock profile. They erased my stock profile, so I can't go back to stock. Then they sent me a stock profile, but it's a Duramax tuner profile, so I have to run their wiring for it to function, which that's not stock to me. Stock to me is my tune that came off the truck. Maybe somebody can help me if I go to hand over my keys or something like that in the Ezlynk app. Maybe that will give me my stock tune back. But so they gave me 3 tunes, told me that my truck is a cab and chassis truck, and that's why the switch on fly isn't working. But I know a lot of people that have 2019 F350s that aren't running that switch on fly, and I don't personally think it has anything to do with the cabin chassis. I don't even know if my truck is a cabin chassis. Yeah, it's a white truck with a utility body, but when I got it, it was one of the first 2019s to be sold. So I don't know if it had a bet on it. I don't know how that would change anything either. So now I've been told that the switch on fly doesn't work for my truck, and that is the issue, and to just download the single tunes and reflash the truck every single time I want to change a profile. But to be honest, the amount of damage that this shit has done, and the lack of empathy for they jacked my stuff up, man. They just telling me to do data logs on these busted ass tunes, and I just think back, tuning the transmission. So they had me in this one tune do a stock transmission tune with the truck tuned, and then they wanted me to do some data logs. So I'm getting on the turnpike and I'm in 4th gear, merging onto the turnpike. I start rolling onto the throttle, and to do it so that a data log will actually mean something, you gotta kind of squirt the throttle on, get a little bit into it. So I roll the throttle up to full throttle. The truck downshifts because it's a stock transmission tune, downshifts, but the truck has all that power, new power from the tune package. So by the time the truck does that downshift, it's anticipating turbo lag that comes with the stock tune. By the time it does that, the truck is fast enough and the RPMs are high enough for it. It should have been in 6 gears. It should have been 2 gears. So it does this aggressive ass downshift, and then it's basically red line. All the lights are coming on the dash telling me what are you doing? So I just roll out a little bit, the truck shifts, it's all fucking clunky and terrible. And it's shit like that that's I don't trust a single tune that you guys write. I don't want to install that shit. I just want my money back. I'm happy to spend that money on other products for my truck, But I'm just curious if anybody else has had these issues, because like I try take care of my stuff. I try not to whip on it. I got that tune package. It had a race mode. I would never use that because it's a work truck, and I was just looking for a little extra power to make my drive into work a little more fun. Like, it was supposed to just be a present to myself to make driving a little more fun, have a little bit more power. I'm always hauling shit. Like today I got a compressor behind me, always hauling a boat, hauling, big ass trailers. Like, but I don't think of myself as somebody that pushes the truck. Like, if I'm getting anywhere near 16,000 pounds of hauling, like we're taking like, a proper truck. We're taking like a semi. We're taking something that can handle it. So I'm just reaching out to see if anybody else has had these issues with their Ezlynk tune package, because honestly, if you're in the market for one, maybe try somebody else, because it seems like these guys are kind of figuring it out as they go, at least with the 2019s. Maybe they have the other years sorted out, and I would just kind of wait and see how this all pans out, because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one.